was mature enough to insist that my college boyfriend discuss birth control with me before I would agree to have intercourse. But I made one giant mistake. I was 17, in my first year of college at the University of Minnesota, and a virgin. After a dismal social life in high school, I had fallen in love for the first time with a junior. Because I was a virgin, I felt a little awkward and shy about going all the way. So I wasn't sure at first what would happen between me and my boyfriend. But he was very patient and willing to go at a slow pace. So I was willing to see what would happen. We both agreed that I would get a prescription for birth control pills, which at that long ago time still seemed like a miracle. I got my first month's worth. I hid them in my drawer in my dorm where my roommate wouldn't see them. But before I had even started taking them, one night I was with my boyfriend, and I just suddenly had the feeling, it's time to let go of my virginity. And of course I knew that this very first time couldn't possibly result in pregnancy, so we went for it. After that, the next night, I started to take the birth control pills, as I would for many, many years afterwards. But as I was enjoying the feeling of being in love, some other darker thought was nagging at my brain. Why hadn't I gotten my period yet? Oh, you're just late, I said to myself. Oh, your period's always been irregular. You know, some girls just skip periods altogether. But eventually, I had to admit, maybe I was pregnant. There were no home pregnancy tests then, so I went to a gynecologist. He confirmed my pregnancy and asked if I wanted to set up an appointment for a prenatal visit. I could hardly keep from crying as I left his office. Now, you have to bear in mind, this is 1964, 8 years before the Supreme Court legalized abortion in Roe versus Wade, and abortion was illegal everywhere in the country. I was terrified by the thought of having an illegal abortion. But I was even more terrified by the thought of having a baby, and my boyfriend agreed. I had no idea how to find the name of a safe abortion doctor. But luckily, my boyfriend, who had gotten close with his family doctor back home, gave him a call and got a recommendation. Now, we were in Minneapolis, and this abortion doctor was in Pittsburgh. I don't know why. But I summoned up all my courage and called the number. His assistant made an appointment for me, told me to be there promptly at 9 o'clock on the Sunday morning of my appointment, and to bring $500 in cash. Now, $500 in 1964 money is almost $4,000 in today's money. So you can see why I thought this was a small fortune. But we borrowed from friends, and I took the money out of the bank in 5 $100 bills. When I put them in my purse, in an envelope, I felt like I was smuggling gold. We couldn't afford a flight to Pittsburgh, so we took the train. We hardly said a word the entire trip. When we got there, it was early on a Sunday morning, and downtown Pittsburgh was deserted and silent. The one reassuring thing was that the doctor's office looked like a doctor's office. It had a leather, thing that you could lie on, and a sterilizer, and pictures up on the walls. And so the doctor said to my boyfriend, "Go and wait in the waiting room." I lay back on the bed and tried hard to think of nothing. I didn't know what the doctor was going to do. I didn't want to know what the doctor was going to do. I just wanted to get out of there. Finally, at some point he said, "Okay, that's it." He stuffed cotton between my legs and sent me on my way. Thank you.